Rain lashed against the windows. Laura watched, mesmerized as a lone figure fought its way across the street. The postman, soaked and windblown, shoved a letter into her mailbox. It was unlike any she'd ever seen. Thick, yellowed parchment. A crimson wax seal.
Intrigued, Laura brought the letter inside. The address, scrawled in elegant calligraphy, sent a shiver down her spine. To Miss Laura S.
The rain intensified as Laura drove. She hadn't heard of Hawthorne Manor, though it felt strangely familiar. The directions led her deeper into the countryside, the road turning into a muddy track. Trees, gnarled and ancient, clawed at the sky like skeletal fingers.
Finally, through the sheeting rain, she saw it. Hawthorne Manor, a forbidding silhouette against the stormy sky.
The manor loomed over her, casting long shadows in the fading light. Ivy, thick and overgrown, choked the stone walls as if nature itself was trying to reclaim the structure. Windows like vacant eyes stared down, giving the impression of a watchful presence within. The iron gates groaned open as if disturbed from a long sleep, their rusted hinges protesting loudly.
As Laura stepped out of her car, her heart pounded in her chest. A cold wind whipped around her, carrying whispers of the past through the rustling leaves. It carried the scent of damp earth and something else, something unnameable and ancient. Like a forgotten memory, she shivered, suddenly unsure of her decision to come here, feeling a chill that went beyond the cold air.
Welcome to Hawthorne Manor, Miss Laura. We've been expecting you.
The heavy oak door swung open as if by an unseen hand. The air inside was cold, stagnant, thick with the smell of dust and decay.
A cobweb brushed my face and I fought back a scream.
She stepped cautiously into the cavernous hall. Shadows danced in the flickering light of a single oil lamp. The silence was unnerving, broken only by the creaking of the old house. A voice soft and raspy startled her, breaking the heavy silence that had settled in the room.
Miss S, I presume? You have finally arrived.
An old man stood in the doorway, framed by the dim light of the library, casting long shadows across the room. He was tall and thin, with a shock of white hair and eyes that seemed to burn with an unnatural intensity, as if they could see right through her. This was Horace Derbyshire, the enigmatic owner of Hawthorne Manor, a man shrouded in mystery and whispers. He gestured for her to enter the library, his movements slow and deliberate, almost ritualistic. The room was a treasure trove of ancient books, their leather covers cracked and faded, each one holding secrets of the past. Dust lay heavy on every surface, undisturbed for what seemed like centuries, adding to the room's eerie atmosphere.
I felt a growing unease, a prickling sensation on the back of my neck, as if unseen eyes were watching my every move.
The library seemed to close in on her. The air grew heavy, almost suffocating, making it difficult to breathe. Each breath felt like a struggle, as if the very air was conspiring against her. She saw them then in the flickering shadows, figures translucent and shimmering, moving with an unnatural grace, their eyes glowing with an eerie light that pierced through the darkness, watching her every move.
Panic surged through me. I had to escape. My heart raced, my mind screamed for an exit.
She turned and ran blindly through the darkened hallways, her footsteps echoing in the silence, her heart pounding in her chest like a drum. The walls seemed to close in, the shadows growing longer.
The front door! I had to reach the front door. It was my only chance.
She burst out into the storm, the cold rain a stark contrast to the oppressive heat inside. The rain a welcome relief on her face, washing away the fear momentarily. She didn't stop running until she reached her car, her lungs burning, her body shaking with exhaustion and fear.
I awoke with a gasp. The storm was gone. My heart still raced, my body drenched in sweat. Sunlight streamed through my bedroom window, casting a warm, reassuring glow. It was all a dream, I told myself. A vivid, terrifying dream that felt all too real.
Then she saw it. The invitation lay on her bedside table, just as it had the night before. But something was different. The calligraphy was now a spidery scrawl, almost as if written in haste, the ink a sickly green, oozing malevolence. And beneath her name, 3 words had appeared, sending a fresh wave of terror through her. She never left. The nightmare was far from over.